Hi everyone, welcome to this new video about MLflow. In today's video, we are going to keep working on the demo project that we started in the previous video, in which we wanted to explore how to integrate MLflow into an actual machine learning project. So I have prepared some code, so we don't have to waste time writing the code during the video. So I'm just going to walk you through the code today. This is the package that we created the last video. Um, let's start by talking about this data processing module that we have here. And here I have two functions, load data and get feature data frame. Load data is just retrieving a pandas data frame using scikit-learn. So scikit-learn has a module called datasets, in which we can find several datasets to learn how to use the tool scikit-learn. So California housing is a dataset in which the goal is to predict the price of a house given some features. This is by nature a regression problem because we need to predict a real number, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to transform this regression problem into a classification problem. To do so, I developed this function called getFeatureDataFrame, which is just adding this new column called target. Um, Target is going to be a binary column. Uh, it will have one if the value of the house is greater than the median value. Um, Zero if this is below the median value. In that case, in this case, we can deal or we can address this problem as a classification problem. Now, let me show you how this data set looks like. I'm going to run this entry point, and here we have the data set. These columns that we can see here, they are our features, numerical columns. Um, when we start a machine learning project, we had to perform something called exploratory data analysis or EDA to get familiar with the dataset, understand the dataset, um, well, maybe create new features and so on. In this case, since the purpose of this series of videos is to teach how to use MLflow, and MLflow is not really needed when we are doing the data analysis process or the feature engineering process, we are going to skip that step. So meaning that I'm going to use these eight features, these eight columns as my features. I have my target, which is a binary column, and this is the median house value. Now let's keep exploring our package. We have the ML training package in which we have three modules. Let's see what we can find in preprocessing pipeline. We have this function called getPipeline, and here I am just using scikit-learn to create a machine learning pipeline. I have a numerical imputer to deal with missing values. In this case, I don't think that is needed because this dataset is, I think that is clean. But this is, let's say, the approach that we usually take when building machine learning pipelines. Then we have the one-hot encoder. This is for categorical features or columns. In this case, since we don't have categorical columns in this dataset, this will be only a entity list. Then we have our pipeline, we have our transformer, and the classifier. In this case, it's a random forest classifier. Notice that since we are using a tree-based model, we don't really need to use, let's say, normalizer or a standard scaler or something like that, because when we are using tree-based models, we don't need though that kind of preprocessing. Now let's go to retrieval. I have this function called getTrainTestScoreSet, which is retrieving training, testing, and scoring set, just splitting the data set. Then we have train a module, and I have a function called train model, in which I am finally training my model. It takes as an argument a pipeline, a scikit-learn pipeline, the name of the MLflow run, and my training data, the features and the label. Then we have here, we are just starting an MLflow run. We are training the model using the training data. And finally, we are logging the model using MLflow. Notice that since here we are using a scikit-learn pipeline, we need to use the scikit-learn module from MLflow. And this function is returning the run ID and the pipeline. Finally, I have also this utils sub package in which I have implemented this utils module, and I have two functions here. Set or create experiment is just creating an MLflow experiment given the experiment name. And here we have this get performance plots. Here I am tapping into scikit-learn to create some figures. I am creating the ROC curve, confusion matrix, and precision recall display. All of them are, let's say, common performance figures that we usually use when dealing with classification problems. Now, okay, let me walk you through the entry point. So after getting the data, I'm going to comment this. Um, we are splitting the dataset into training, testing, and scoring data. Then we are creating a features variable, which contains the name of the features. And here I am excluding ID, target, and house val, because we don't want to train our ML model using the targets or the labels. Then we are getting our pipeline, numerical features, the features that we specified here, and categorical features is an empty list. Then we are creating our experiment. We are passing the experiment name, which is house pricing classifier. And finally, we are training the model using this function train model. Here we have, well, as run name, training classifier, and the training data. And here we are just getting some predictions. So here we are using the testing data to get some predictions and get the performance plots. Here I am starting an MLflow run using the same ID that I used to log my machine learning model. So now let's run this code. Okay, once the training process is done, we can go to MLflow UI to see what we have. So this is the experiment house pricing classifier. Then we have the run training classifier. And here we have the model, scikit-learn model, and the three plots, confusion matrix, precision recall curve, and ROC curve. Um, Now, there are different things that we cannot see here. For example, there is no model schema, there is no tags, matrix, parameters description. So in the next video, we are going to start to use, let's say, MLflow to include this kind of meta information. So we can track parameters, metrics, tags, also to include the schema of the model, right? So that was everything for this video. Thanks for watching it and see you in the next one.